Ruler makes our school a better place.
I feel that Ruler has helped me because I'm able to show who I really am.
I think after having Ruler come in, I've grown so confident and just like what I've always seen myself to be.
Ruler asserts that all emotions matter. All emotions. It's the full range of emotions that makes us human, and it's the full range of emotions that helps us to get through life. Ruler is a systemic approach to social and emotional learning. We want to give school districts the opportunity to build a common language for social and emotional learning.
Through Ruler, I've been learning how to share different emotions with different people and how to express my emotions with positive energy.
Too many kids are holding it all in, and we're seeing a rise in anxiety and stress in children that doesn't need to be there.
They're really thinking about cyberbullying and body shaming as opposed to academics.
If we are all working together on our social emotional language, we are making the school a safer, more caring, and joyful place to be for all children.
When I come into school, everybody's just so welcome, and I feel like I can trust everybody and let them know what's going on, and they'll be supportive back.
Research shows that kids who go through this kind of training are less stressed. They do have less depression.
Going back and looking at my emotions and being what am I feeling right now and how can I regulate this? I think that's a really good thing to be teaching people.
Students are having better conversations with each other. Discipline incidents have decreased. Students are able to be more creative. It really supports the development of the whole child in every way.
So try to empathize with the other character as well. How do you think the other person felt? And how did the other person show and handle their feelings?
Ruler is a set of 5 key skills that are the underlying skills of emotional intelligence. Recognizing, understanding, labeling, expressing, and regulating emotions. We used a set of anchor tools. Tools to help people build greater self-awareness, to build a better emotional vocabulary.
The tools have helped make our students more aware of their classmates.
We're trying to give everyone the opportunity to become more emotionally skilled.
We built the school-wide charter together. The whole school did it together.
The most important thing about the charter is you could see how everyone else wants to feel.
On our charter, some of the words we came up with were relaxed, comfortable, happy, excited.
We were able to relate to our classmates more because we realized they were feeling the same things as we were.
Signing the charter united the school. We're making this decision to be positive towards each other, to be nice.
In classrooms, we've seen students use the mood meter to check in and to regulate how they are feeling.
If you go left to right, that's your pleasantness. And then when you go up and down, that's how much energy you have.
The yellow means your energy's high. The green means you're kind of calm. The blue means when you're sad, you're glum, you're lonely. And the red means when you're angry, you're not focused.
Where are you on the mood meter?
I think I'm on the green.
Bluish greenish.
A mix between the green and yellow.
I'm on the yellow because today's a new day.
To me, the meta moment is that tool that can be applied anywhere and immediately.
When I take a meta moment, it makes me feel calm, relaxed.
Students are using tools like the meta moment so that they can avoid some of those situations that might escalate into something else.
Sometimes you just need to sit down in a quiet place and think about what's going on.
A key element of the meta moment is pausing and activating what we call our best selves.
My best self is me following my goals for the term.
Upbeat, happy, kind person.
Smart, courageous, confident.
The blueprint. It's been very helpful with students that are having an ongoing conflict.
Someone will come down in the red, mad. If you say to them, well, what happened? They'll just still be mad talking about it. So we'll give them the blueprint and have them just work on it. What happened? How are you feeling? How was the other person feeling?
You have to understand what people are thinking and going through, so you would have to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. I think she felt like she was excluded and that she was left out.
When we started doing these activities, it helped push me and it boosted up my confidence and it made me feel like I was important.
Ruler begins by training the adults in schools to shift their mindsets around the value and importance of emotions.
We spent a year working with staff, just teaching them the ruler skills and the anchor tools and using it in everything we did with each other.
Because educators, like kids, come from many different places. And so really getting them to take a look and reflect upon their own practices. What are they doing and how do they resolve the issues that they are feeling within?
We really are investing in making sure that all of the adults are all embracing this approach so that every student can be successful.
With this, you're going to be able to teach.
Our feeling word for today, boys and girls, is focus.
They're going to be able to receive what you're teaching. The kids are going to be able to learn.
We also work with families because we want children and their parents or caretakers to have the same language.
It's not just the schoolhouse. It's what's going on at sporting events, what's going on at home. When you're sitting around watching the evening news, how are you reacting to the news when your son or daughter is sitting next to you? You need to be aware how your emotion can influence them. There's no doubt that the ruler approach allows for enhanced learning.
I learn best when I feel happy and focused.
I think it's really like a life skill that they're giving us here.
We've seen through research and experiences that creating and cultivating supportive, inclusive environments are critical and foundational to the success of every student.
This is an embodiment of a whole philosophy of being. And I think it's one in this world today that we need.
This is an approach that is for everyone. It helps everyone learn strategies to help them manage their lives so they can be healthier, happier, and more effective. My real hope is that every school would embed these principles into the way leaders lead, teachers teach, and students learn. Ruler begins by training the adults in schools to shift their mindsets around the value and importance of emotions. We call it an emotions matter mindset. What that means is that they become more like emotion scientists. They're curious about emotions. They ask questions about emotions.
We begin with leadership. We've learned that it doesn't work without the leadership and without the teachers buying it.
When you live the work, it makes a difference. And when students see you live the work, they believe it when you bring it to them.
We teach the same skill set to pre-K as we do to school leaders. And those skills are the skills of recognizing, understanding, labeling, expressing, and regulating your emotions.
Our teachers need to be on the front lines being role models for our children. And so this training is all about training teachers to be emotionally intelligent and for the administrators also to really see that as a priority and to bring that to the school.
Your emotion system is inextricably linked to your cognitive system. What that means is that every thought, every feeling, every decision, every relationship, every activity has an emotional component to it.
We first start with this very simple question: how are you feeling? And when you ask someone how they are feeling, you're inviting their stories, you're inviting their humanity.
We went with an open mind, but not really knowing anything about it. And we left feeling like different people. I mean, this work has changed me as a person.
Really just becomes part of who you are as a person. And then if you're a teacher, it becomes what your classroom is. And if you're a leader, it's what your school is all about.
The beginnings was a discussion and a conversation, and then we used the ruler's tools and sort of the implementation plan to slowly bring it to the high school.
There's definitely a lot of teachers that still sort of aren't sure. Even if they didn't embrace it to begin with, now they realize that it's going to help them more than hinder them in their classrooms. It's not an extra thing that we're doing. This is something that's going to allow you to be a better teacher and for kids to learn more.
A lot of the things that Ruler encourages are things that teachers are already kind of doing in their classroom. And so it's important to realize that you can sort of seamlessly integrate this into your curriculum without it taking a tremendous amount of time away from your teaching.
When I do a training, for example, people are always asking, how do I do this? And we always say, think about your context. Who is in your room, who your students are, who your community is.
Because you really need to adjust it to your staff, your community. It's going to be different for different schools.
I'm really impressed with the creativity of my colleagues. I think a lot of teachers have come up with some innovative things.
I want to kind of back up to the beginning of the year in September when we created the charter, where we made our mega list of feelings that we want to have every day at school. And then we narrowed down that list to our top 5 feelings, which were, can we say them all together?
Excited, included, jolly, supported, and important.
We certainly have seen examples of teachers using these practices to figure out how to create more positive environments for their students.
We like to roll out Ruler in a school. In the process of infusing it into the classroom, the kids are bringing it home, and also the schools are training the families.
The more you put it into practice and you talk about relationship quality, attention memory, and learning, decision making, how emotions drive all that, it's going to become the normal for you. And then you're going to be talking about it with people at the soccer field or the baseball field.
We have learned something extraordinarily valuable from the Yale Center of Emotional Intelligence. It's incumbent upon us now to share that with families. Building that bridge between what we're doing here at school and the home has been the most important part of this work.
We trained a group of parent leaders to sort of co-facilitate this workshop with the rest of our parents. And so it built those parents' investment in the school. They felt like they had a leadership role. They were co-facilitating with their teacher, which also builds like strong relationships.
The Ruler approach is based on skills, strategies, and dispositions that are important, in the academics and in life, in every context of the world in which we live in.
One thing that's unique about Ruler is that it's about how principals and superintendents lead. It's about how teachers teach. It's about how students learn. And it's about how families parent, so that we can build that common language to embed social and emotional learning across every domain.